We're back. More Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV. I'm Dan Dyke along with Al Losi, recapping last week's races. And started things off, this segment we will with the Outlaws. They came out to form a Rays division. And the 09 car is going to have a big bullseye on his back all the way into Oktoberfest. Jerry Ellsworth in the Elsmatron. It took him a little bit. We had Kevin Egan in the pickup truck was leading this race here. He ended up spinning out, trying to catch back up. Steinhoff tried to do the same thing, but man, I'll tell you what, that 09, not only has he qualified fastest the entire year, he is undefeated. He's never been beaten in the heat race. He's never been beaten in a feature race.
He pits right next to us when he's out there, and I took a look under that thing when he unloaded it. He is so proud of. I mean, it's built for speed.
Yeah, it needs to be in a magazine. I told him that a couple months ago. That thing needs, because it was the same car he had last year, but he got wrecked, so he just chopped off the sides. And I thought, well, who's bringing modifieds out here? And it was Jerry's car from last year. So
fans afterwards come down there to see if it's a modified.
It looks like it. At first glance, if you don't look at the back and if you look at the front, it looks like it's a dirt modified or an asphalt modified car. So Ellsworth wins the Outlaws, and see if anybody can knock him off between now and the end of the season. American Super Cup Series came back out for a second time this year. Ken Jones, he builds these cars. Battled Cody Erdman to take top honors. Erdman and Covers early in the night had come back and won a heat race. These cars, believe it or not, on a bigger track, I'd like to see them on the 5/8 mile of lacrosse because they can top 100 miles per hour, 4 or 5 wide racing.
And I got to tell you, and you being as tall as you are, when you're standing next to them or they're driving by you, it's absolutely uncanny how small these cars are and how fast they go. After practice, Albert was coming in, and he was telling me that the car that was right in front of him was one of these little guys. He thought he was following Mini-Me. It was that small.
Pretty much, yeah. I watched him come out as Matt Henderson won his heat race. Paul, the winner's circle was like this to this. Believe it or not, one of those guys is 6'7", though. The guy that's the president of their organization is 6'7" and can ride those. Coming up this weekend, our Hornet class will be back out again, 40-plus cars, as it has been for the past couple of years. We're going to have a pool spectacular, a jump, and a drive-through. Also, along with our regular classes, we're going to have the Holman Classic Car Show Cruise. We usually get about a dozen of the fantastic oldies but goodies coming out, and we'll talk more about the cars and their drivers. Quick look at the points race in the late models. Todd Korish had Sean Paff by 9. Sportsman Randy Humfeld gained a couple last weekend as a 12-point lead over Jake Arneson. Thunder Stocks, Jordan Myers and Dakota Miller are now tied with Tom Lethe, 1 point back. And the Hornet class, this one's not done yet either. Mark Bornitz leads, Kim Strom 7 back, followed by Jeff Strumelin, who's 10 back. Jacob Bemis is 15 back, and Andy Moore is 17 back. But I did get word that Mark Bornitz will not be able to be at Oktoberfest this year. And so this is going to leave this thing a little bit more wide open than you could think of. And we're going to be crowning 4 champs on the Thursday night of Fest. And, of course, the Winterworld Hornets on Eve of Destruction Night. Talking about the Hornets, 2 of our drivers that are in on the program today. One drives the 8, one drives the 18. They're both green. They're both identical. They're both crazy. They're both frogs. They both come from Toma. It's Lonnie Wood Jr. and Lonnie Wood Sr. Guys, how are you?
Pretty good.
Well, about time we had you on the program, and I got a text as I was coming here. Rick said, your guests are in the house, and they brought the whole family. This is how they travel. We've got some off camera, too, plus one that's still tucked away in the tummy right there. Good to have you guys on the program. You know, I would have to say, hands down, you guys have the most electrifying fan base that I've seen at the Lacrosse Speedway in the years I've been there.
Sounds pretty good.
They sit in the front row. Mom's got the video camera going. They've got cheerleaders left and right. It's both in the pits. It's both in the grandstands. Just fun. It's the lily pad now. So if you see where the Woods are sitting at, it's the lily pad. You do need a pass to get in.
Yeah, I have to come up and do the pre-race show there for the Knights of Thunder. And as I'm going down, you can just see them all sitting down there.
Oh, yeah. And it gets quite loud, too. And over the past 4 or 5 years, they've drawn fans. Because I can hear them down in turn 4. I can hear them turn up in turn 1. So now, Dan, you've been racing obviously longer than Lonnie has. How long have you been racing?
Actually, Lonnie raced before I did.
Really? So did you talk him into it, or you're like, hey, I want to do that?
Yeah, he kind of talked me into it.
So how long has it been now?
This will be the 3rd year.
And how about yourself?
Been 3rd year.
3rd year as well? Yeah. Okay. You know, this guy is so die-hard into racing. I've watched his videos. He makes a lot of videos. You got to check out Lonnie Wood Jr. on YouTube because there's videos out there all left and right. His bedroom He wears his, I think you sleep in your race outfit.
In your PJs?
I think those are
Racing
PJs.
PJs.
His racing outfit are his PJs. He's got the shirts, he's got the hats, and I don't think I've ever seen him without some kind of racing apparel. Why are you so diehard into racing?
Well, I believe born and I mean, I do stuff like that, you know. See more people indoor, top people, well, stuff to do, like that though.
I mean, it was funny because he put a video up a couple of years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. It was snowing in April. He didn't like that too well because those race cars are ready to go.
Oh, yeah, that was, man. Actually, our race car was in a war on the dark there by the outdoor, and like 1 week probably the outdoor was the more, yes.
Right.
And I was thinking like, I don't wish with more than more.
See, well, you guys got a big patchy yard out there. You guys, I'm surprised you haven't built a racetrack in your front yard or to the side of where you live.
I'm not talking about doing that off and on, but just the money and stuff like that. I don't just have money to make that.
Find someone with a bobcat and start scraping away.
That's all you need. There's a lot of farmers out there that could do that.
You guys also, I mean, you store your cars in the same place. I thought it was really cool because I watched the cars that they got this year, and they had a video that was put together. I don't know if Mom made that or who put that, from the beginning of what the cars looked like when they were first purchased through the entire paint process, during the entire stenciling process. I mean, you guys really take this seriously, and it's the Hornet class. A lot of people laugh, well, they're so loud, and you know they bang off of each other, but you guys really take this seriously.
But you duck.
But yeah, you know, it's just more having fun out there, and you know, try to get the family involved, and try to get the whole Hornet group together as a family.
And that's one of the things, if you watch them, when you watch both of them in the pits, it is a big family. I mean, that Hornet class, when you're talking between 40 and 50 cars a night, you guys have met so many people and made so many friends down there.
Yeah, we met a lot of friends. You know, pretty much everybody just started. First, when we first started, everybody else kind of stayed to themselves, and as you know, it was going, everybody else kind of started grouping together, and that kind of worked more or less a family. Somebody needs help, everybody ran over and helps people.
That's
so
usually,
it kind of makes nice.
Yes, and that's usually the thing, is when somebody needs help, that's usually when you start meeting people, and you help people, and then they help you. That gives you an opportunity to really make friends and actually extend your program a little bit better so that you can get a little faster.
Yeah. You know, people get ideas and gives to you know, how to help your car out, make it run better. That kind of helps out.
Well, our guests in the program are Hornet drivers Lonnie Wood Sr. and Lonnie Wood Jr. Family is in tow as well. When we come back, we're going to pick their brains apart, talk more about Hornet racing and lacrosse, maybe if they're going to do anything else beside Hornet racing, and where else they may be racing at here in the next couple of years. Al Losi, Dan Dyker, along with the Wood Crazy Frog of family. I wish I had that Crazy Frog intro music. Maybe Jesse can do that when he puts this thing together by Thursday night. We're going to be right back. 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.